We continue on through the Vīta Carolī by the Saxon poet, and we're on the page that starts with Et Carolus vīllam. So I'll read the whole passage in the metrical form, and then we'll go through it line by line. So Et Carolus vīllam, quae carbo nata vocatur, ad viniuns sumus proceres, omnesque potentes, fraternae quondam partis susceperat haud retractantes domino se subdere tali, exceptis tantum paucis, quos forte prioris, magnus amor domini, cum conjuge fecerat ius, et natis remanere quibus comitata petivet, Italiam, speran se degere post sequietam, sub regis desiderii muni minevitam. So, and Charlemagne, coming, ad veniens, we've got a present participle there, coming or arriving, to the villa, which is called Carbonata. So that's a villa somewhere in the Frankish realm. When I was doing research, I don't think I found the location of this. So it's just somewhere in the Frankish lands. He undertook or received there. Who did he receive? The highest noblemen, so the summus proceres, omnisque potentes, and all the powerful men, formerly quondam, of the fraternal party here, meaning of his brother's party, which means he received all of the noblemen and powerful men that used to be under Carloman. Because recall, previously, in December 4th of 771, Carloman, who was co-reigning over the Frankish kingdom with Charlemagne, passed away. So the first thing Charlemagne does is he calls a meeting with all those noblemen and receives them there. And how do they respond? And haud, not retractantes, not pulling back, or this is where we get the word retracting from. They're not pulling back or drawing back from se subdere, from subordinating themselves or placing themselves under such a master, tali domino. So he gathers all the noblemen, and they're fine. They, all swear fealty to Charlemagne. Exceptis tantum paucis, except only a few, which, or whom, we've got the accusative, plural masculine accusative relative pronoun there, whom a great love of their prior master, domini prioris, had made to remain with his wife, conjuge ius, and that means Carloman's wife, and with the children. And this is in the ablative because it's in this with clause here, with his wife and children. Forte here, I interpret it as meaning by chance. So everyone, all of the elders, all the noblemen, swear loyalty to Charlemagne, except only a few who, perchance, because of the great love of their former master, because the great love of their master had made them to stay with Carlomanus' wife and children. Quibus, with whom Shisat, so this would be referring to conjuge, Italy. And here, comitata, I took that as the being like accompanied or guarded. So the accompanied one, which I'd take to be Carloman's wife, with all the noblemen and children. So she, with whom these noblemen sought for Italy, speranse, hoping to be able to se degere, to spend or carry on themselves a quiet life, vitam quietam, under the protection sub munimine of King Desiderius, Regis Desiderii. A couple things to note here. The Saxon poet has a very positive view of Charlemagne, and it's interesting that when this transfer of power occurs, he makes it sound very, very smooth. You know, all the noblemen are on board, and the only people who aren't on board are ones who are driven by such a great love for, like, the person of Carlomanus' wife and kids, that they go off to Italy. Because often in history, when there's like changes of power, you'll have people killing off everyone in, you know, a rival royal line, and we don't see that occur in this book. Now later on, Desiderius is going to get overthrown, but we don't hear anything about any more about Carlomanus' wife and kids. We kind of assume that they just led a fine life. And some evidence for that would be when Desiderius surrendered the Lombard kingdom in a war that started because the Lombards were being kind of aggressive against the Papal States, so the Pope asked for Charlemagne's help to attack the Lombards. Desiderius had a son called Adalgis, who just ran away to Constantine and lived in the Eastern Roman Empire or the Byzantine Empire. And he, you know, finished out his days fine. So we don't see any, like, vengeance against royal children occurring here. We see lots of vengeance of Charlemagne against, let's say, Saxon armies who are breaking treaties and, like, burning churches down. But we never see Charlemagne be, like, super vindictive against the children of, you know, possibly opposing royal families. At least in book 1 here. So that's the whole page there. We'll pick up on the narrative in the next video.